Hello everyone. In this particular lecture, we are going to understand that what are the different treatments that are given while conducting the sedimentation analysis. As you already know that this sedimentation analysis is actually performed for the particle size analysis of the fine-grained soil. And yes, in the fine-grained soil, it is possible that there is some organic matter or even some calcium compound, because actually if calcium compound is present, then yes, it may cause efflorescence or the evolution of some gases, while organic content can lose its solid mass if it is being added in the water. So that is why both, that is organic matter as well as the calcium compounds, should be removed from the soil. And yes, for that we actually provide treatment to the soil. And yes, as this treatment is provided to the soil even before adding it into the water, that is why it is termed as pre-treatment. Why pre-treatment? Because it is performed before the addition of soil into the water. And yes, if I am talking about the pre-treatment, then firstly the soil is actually treated by hydrogen peroxide to remove organic matter. So for the removal of organic matter, what we do, we actually add hydrogen peroxide. And yes, this hydrogen peroxide acts as an oxidizing agent, and along with that you also increase the temperature up to 60 degree centigrade. Fine. And this is your first treatment that you provide here. Next treatment that we provide is to remove the calcium compounds. And to remove the calcium compounds, what we do actually, we simply add the acid, that is 0.2 normality HCl is added to remove calcium compounds. Otherwise, what it will cause? It will cause efflorescence or the evolution of some gases when the soil is added to the water. So here I just say that we should add the HCl acid to remove the calcium compounds. Now, apart from this, another third type of treatment that we provide is the post treatment. And why this is said as a post treatment? Because this is provided to the solution after the addition of soil in it. So we can simply write down that it is provided after adding soil in water. Whereas why the first one was said to be pre-treatment? Because it was provided before the addition of soil. Before the addition of soil, it is given directly to the soil, whereas this is actually provided in the solution. And the reason is that very simple, because as we add soil in water, we were expecting that the individual particles will be present, but it is possible, as the soil is a cohesive soil, it is possible that the solids will form the groups, and that is why we actually add deflocculating agent in the solution. And what does a deflocculating agent do? That it actually separates the individual solids, and also it hinders the formation of groups, individual solids, and prevents the formation of group. Yes, actually for the deflocculating agent we also studied about the correction that in our previous lecture. Now, what are the chemicals that are being added as a deflocculating agent? That can be asked in your examination also. So for the deflocculation, you can add sodium hexametaphosphate. This is one chemical that can be added, whereas you can also add sodium oxalate, or you can also add sodium carbonate for the deflocculation, or you can also add sodium silicate. Yes, you should also know that this first compound is sometimes popularly known as galgan. So this can be objective question for your examination, that what is the chemical that is being added for the deflocculation. So you should remember the name of this chemicals. So that's all about the particle size distribution. Starting from the sieve analysis, we also learned about that why and how particle size distribution curve is plotted, how we actually determine the values of Cc, Cu, and how we actually relate D10, D30, D60, what is the significance of Cc and Cu. After that, we also moved to the particle size analysis of the fine grained soil using the sedimentation analysis, what is the principle of sedimentation analysis, and after that we also learned about the pipette method and the hydrometer method. After that, we learned about the corrections that are given for the hydrometer reading, and this was the final lecture in which we studied about the treatment that are given while performing the sedimentation analysis for the soil. So that's all for the particle size distribution. In our next lecture, we are going to study about some more soil index properties. Till then, keep learning, keep growing.